Hi guys, welcome back to Honest Straightforward Reviews. Today I am super excited to bring to you guys a comparison between the Sony WF-1000XM5s and the brand new AirPods Pro 3. Okay, so what I will be doing is comparing the unboxing experience first. If you want to see the whole complete unboxing experience, they're on my channel where they're brand new and I'm opening them up. But if you want to just have a look at what to expect, I can do that. Then we'll be doing a physical comparison of the case and the physical comparison of both the headphones and what you get inside them as well. And then I'll be going on to a sound comparison, noise cancellation, Bluetooth connectivity, and all these sort of things. And finally, I'll give you guys my verdict. Now, if you guys are new to this channel or you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, hit the like button. It helps me a lot because I'm just funding everything myself. Let's get this ball rolling. So we'll get the headphones out of the way first. Let's look at the boxes. So this is a refurbished box, even though my headphones aren't, but this is a refurbished box. Okay, so this is what to expect, and that's basically the same as a brand new box. Okay, you won't get this sticker and you get a little wrap around it, but other than that, it's exactly the same. You get the same sort of booklets inside as well. And what else you get is like the headphone sizes. So you get extra small, large, and the medium ones are on there. So that's what you get. And then you get a black USB to USB-C cable. Okay. Whereas with the iPhone, the boxes are quite a bit bigger. Okay. It's the same height but a bit bigger, almost the same height. So once you open it up, you got the booklets and stuff here, the headphones sit here, and the cabling sits under here. The cabling used to sit under here. Guess what, they're not going to include any more cables for you as well because it's a wirelessly chargeable headphone. So that's fantastic to see. I'm being sarcastic, by the way, if you can't tell by the tone. Now you get a extra small, medium, which is on there, and large with these headphones. So no longer do you get a USB-C to USB-C cable with these. So they've taken that out as well. And so now you have to purchase a cable if you want a cable. Let's look at both the headphones side by side. So looking at them side by side, you can see the Apple ones are quite a bit bigger than the Sony ones. The Sony ones are a bit thicker as well, but size-wise, I would say the Sony are a bit smaller than the Apple ones. The Sony ones do not have any speakers or anything like that on there. The Apple ones do. This is to use Find My to find the case where it is. It'll make a noise, and you don't really have Find My because that's an Apple thing. But with the Sonys, you can find them with the Android apps and things like that. Both of these got USB-C charging, and both of the Sony comes with a pairing button as well. The Apples, they don't, because they've got that chip and you can get it closer to that. So okay, other than that, you have the headphones inside. So let's look at the headphones design. So both of them open very nicely. They have a nice little click to it as well when they close up. And both of them have wireless charging. Sony wirelessly charges from down here, and the AirPods Pro charges from here. Now, one thing I've noticed that you can use the MagSafe charger on the Apple ones, and the MagSafe charger, the cool thing about the iPhone MagSafe charger is it kind of holds it in place. It's not as strong as the iPhone where you can flip it or have it, but you can have it on a slight angle and it'll still stay there, which is really cool. Now, looking at the headphones themselves, these are the bad boys here for you guys. So the Sony ones, I feel like, are a tiny smidgen bigger. However, looking at the stem, the Sony doesn't have a stem at all. When I'm sleeping with these kind of dig into my skin, okay? Whereas the Sonys don't. They're fine. They're both very comfortable to sleep with. If you are like me and you like sleeping with your headphones in your ears, but if you're not, that's not a big deal. When it comes to connectivity, I haven't had an issue with this. The AirPods are obviously built to connect to multiple devices, okay? They can connect to all your Apple devices, but they're not built for all devices. Whereas the Sonys, they can connect to my anything. Android, they connect to my TV very nicely. They connect to my Fire Stick on my TV, and I can just listen to my show without bothering everyone in the house. They connect to my PC, no issues at all, very easy to connect. Also, you kind of control everything on your iPhone. If you're an iPhone user and you get the AirPods with the iPhone, it's gotten quite good. However, I do feel like the Sony, with its app, with its equalizer, still doesn't have an equalizer on the Apple. Got an equalizer here, is a smidgen better in my opinion. I really like the Sony with that feature. Regarding Bluetooth, they're both the latest and greatest. However, Sony does have an option to have the Bluetooth LE on, which is a low power mode, which helps your device last longer, which is really cool to have, and I really use it a lot as well, and I think that's a really cool thing. It is in beta though. Some people have issues with that, where they've turned it on for the Sony, and when they turn the LE on, their device just disconnects or pauses for no reason. Now, Sony introduced some things that Apple have copied. So for example, head gestures. So with the Sony, you used to be able to nod to receive a call when you're listening to music, and you used to be able to shake your headphones head to be able to reject a call. Apple can now do that as well, but that's a copy from Sony. Sony had another feature that I've been raving on about for a while now, which is speak to chat. So if you've got your headphones on and you start talking to someone, as soon as it detects you are talking, what it does, it actually pauses your music. Let's in transparency mode, where you can hear the outside music, turns off your auto adaptive noise cancellation, so you can hear people better and you can talk. And afterwards, you can either choose to tap your headphones to start the music again and activate the noise cancellation, or in the app you can have like 4 seconds up to 15 seconds before it turns it on itself. So that was a really neat feature. So Apple have copied that as well, and Apple have a bit of a Apple spin on it, and there's a positive and a negative for me. So so how it works is, first of all, a bit different. So it doesn't pause your music. What it does, it reduces the volume and lets noise from outside come in, so your music will be still playing in the background, so it doesn't pause it. Okay, so that's something I find annoying, because if you're listening to a podcast and you're on a 10-minute phone call, you've just missed 10 minutes of your podcast. You need to go back. Whereas this guy just takes it from where you've taken the phone call. That's a bit annoying. You can't change it. You can't do anything about it. Works really well. I like it. I can hear people. I can talk to them. And once I stop talking, it'll just carry on with its recording. Now, the problem that I have with it is that it keeps playing the music. So other than that, it works really fine. The good thing about this though is, don't ask me why, but I have a pretty rigid brushing routine in the night and morning, and most people do. With the Sonys, if I'm listening to something while I've got the toothbrush in my mouth, it pauses things and lets all the noise come in, and it thinks I'm speaking. The Apple doesn't. It still does the noise cancellation even with the brush in my mouth. So that's a real positive for me, because I can still use my headphones and listen to my whatever I'm listening to. Whereas with the Sonys, I can't do that. Now, regarding sound, it's a bit of a subjective thing. Okay, so I like the Sony sound. They are really good. They're really good with bass. They're really, really good with everything I want it to be good with. The AirPods used to be pretty good as well. Not as good as Sony, but what they've done is they've gone for a even more neutral sound bass. So they've even reduced the bass even further. So the normal AirPods Pro, the second one, they weren't as bassy, but these ones are completely not bassy, which can be fixed in equalizers, which it doesn't give you natively. You need to, like, for example, if you're using Spotify, you need to find the equalizer there and use it. Whereas the Sony has multiple equalizers that it already has. You can have custom ones, you can have ones for podcasts and things like that. It really hones into it, and it really works with Spotify. You can bring up Spotify with that single tap or double tap or triple tap and things like that, and the app really helps you integrate those things. This is more tying you into the Apple ecosystem. So if you're someone who doesn't like the idea of being tied into Apple and being tied into Apple's ecosystem, then these are obviously not for you. The Sonys are, because the Sonys doesn't really, it just works with everything out there. Now that's my opinion about the sound. They both sound really fantastic. I can't say that Apple sounds better. With that neutral profile and you being able to play around with it, it does give you a bit of a better range. However, the music that I listen to, I don't have a problem. I have to really have them both in my ear and play around with them to really see the difference. When it comes to noise cancellation, the Sony were already class leading, okay? The Sony were fantastic. The AirPods have taken it a bit further. They have gotten a bit better. Their AirPods 2 was nowhere near it, okay? So you can't tell me the AirPods 2 was nearly as good as the Sony. They weren't. But the AirPods 3 is good at most cases, a bit better in some cases for the noise cancellation. All right, let's look at charge time. So the Sony has about 6 hours of listening time, 6 to 8 hours, depending what sort of audio file you're listening to. LDAC is the hardest hitting one. It uses a lot more battery. However, it's got LE as well, which really pushes the time more. The AirPods are around 7 hours, so they're about the same, give or take, what sort of music you're listening to, what sort of device you're connected to. And in my experience, they're about the same when you're listening to them. They both have fast charging. The AirPods have like an hour, I think it gives you with a 5-minute charge. This gives you 2 hours, I think, with a 10-minute charge. And this takes about an hour and a half to charge the case completely. This takes about 2 hours to charge the case completely. They're really good in my opinion when it comes to battery life, and I can't fault them at all. So finally, let's get to my verdict. So my verdict for these two are, if you're not a big fan of getting tied into Apple's ecosystem. So if you are, then AirPods Pro 3, you can't go wrong with them, okay? They're really good. They're $429. These guys are $399 in Australia. So these are a bit expensive, $30 more expensive now than the Sonys, but the Sonys, you get a lot more bang for your buck in my opinion. You got a lot more flexibility, you get a lot more features as well, and yeah, it's a lot more comfortable in my opinion as well. And not that the AirPods aren't comfortable. The AirPods are quite comfortable as well if you're okay with that stem. The stem, I have had it come out, being popped out when I'm exercising because of just where the ear is and how it sticks out in your arm, or some piece of your clothing article might hit it and it will pop out. So in that sense, in my verdict, if you want to stay away with the Apple locking you into stuff, Sony's the go. You can't go wrong. The noise cancellation is on par. The sound is, in my opinion, on par as well. Nearly everything. The features are a bit better. It doesn't lock you in. So that's my opinion, guys. I'm interested now. What do you guys think? Please do comment below. Let me know which one you like and things like that. It's a subjective thing. That's my opinion. Thank you for watching it to the end. I really appreciate it. Take good care. Bye-bye.